It's Secret Santa with Maney and LauRen. Kiss 95.1.
We have a special guest in the studio who comes by every year, and he's kind of a big, he won't say it, but he's kind of a big wheel in the Autism Strong Foundation cog.
Yeah. Our founder, Rudy, is here. And Rudy, you're the guy who started this all, you and your wife. And, you know, we love talking to you every year and finding out why you did this. You obviously have a personal connection with autism, and you've changed so many lives right here in the Charlotte area.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on. And, you know, when Beck and I started this, you know, we're parents, right? And we just started scared and didn't know really much about autism. And as we went through the process, we realized, like, we can't be alone. Mm-hmm. We can't be the only ones going through this. And so we didn't start this big organization going like, hey, we want to do this. And we have big aspirations. We started as scared, hopeful parents,
right,
determined to try and make a difference. And as on our shirts say, be the change. And so it's been a journey, to say the least.
And your son, Landon, is on the spectrum. Tell us a little bit about your journey, because Landon is actually a twin.
He is, yeah. When Landon was born, he was actually doing, you know, actually progressing better than his sister. You know, when you have a side-by-side comparison, he was babbling. He was, you know, just doing so amazing. And then something changed, and we don't know what changed, but it did. And he kind of shut down, you know, around 18 months. And to have a comparison in a twin where his sister kept thriving and doing well. And obviously we got the autism diagnosis, and like I said, we didn't know anything about autism, not at all. And so we just dug in. We're not victims of our circumstance, so we just dug in. We tried every therapy you can imagine. And you know, and ultimately, you know, throughout this process, Autism Strong was born. Yeah. And it was born of going through the struggles of getting therapy covered and knowing, like, there's got to be other families out here that are really struggling for answers. And we just wanted to raise awareness, quite frankly, the first years that we started doing it. We just wanted to take some of the aura out of what is autism and take the myths out of it and what it actually is. And as we were raising awareness, people were like, well, you know, how can we help more?
Yeah. Landon, you talk about him being diagnosed. And as an autism mom myself, I know it is, when you're first emerging yourself in this world, it is sometimes scary because, you know, I mean, my son is 9 now, but he was diagnosed at 2 years old, and I didn't know anybody who was on the spectrum then. Right. And I think Autism Strong has not only done a great job about supporting the community in a financial sense, but also building a community that we can all rely on and lean on for support too. Takes a village, right? But tell us a little bit about Landon now and day-to-day life with Landon, because we talk so much about early diagnosis and when kids are young, but Landon is a little bit older now.
Yeah, he's 17. He's actually, it's a new chapter, right? So Maney and I were just talking about this. Our foundation has gone the evolution of Landon. Like you said, early on, it was early intervention. You know, now he's 17. So we're actually going next week to meet with the court to get legal guardianship over him as he turns 18, because, you know, Landon is 17. He's nonverbal. He is still in diapers. So for a lot of folks, that's pretty hard to fathom and go like, oh, I don't understand, because most 17-year-olds are thinking about college, right? He's got a twin sister who's applying for colleges and thinking about their future, where with Landon, we're thinking about, what does the next stage of our life look like?
A different future, right?
A very different future. And so for parents out there that have an autistic child that's 17, about to turn 18, or even 20, 21, what's that next stage? What does that next chapter look like? It's not college. Likely it's probably not employment. It is, okay, well, what does their adult autism day program look like? And so that's really where the stage of life that we're in. And especially as I get closer and closer to retirement, we have to make some of those decisions. Like, where do we live? Because we have to be closer to some type of an adult day program for him.
Yeah. And I'm sure you feel the same way, but I get emotional every time I think about this. But, as we're raising children into adolescents and adults, you also think about what happens when you're not here anymore.
I can't even. It's every time Beck and I think about that, it's like, is he going to understand? Like, if we're gone, like, we didn't choose to leave him. Like,
right. Who's going to love him and support him the way that you do while you're here?
100%. It's heart-wrenching to the bone, like that. Is he going to understand? Are they going to understand?
And are there programs that will be able to financially step in and help support those individuals too? That's why this program is so important.
100%. Because, ultimately what Beck and I have always been committed to is, he's got 2 sisters, but we don't want to leave that on their shoulders.
Right.
And say, like, hey, of course they both stepped in, said we want to take Landon, we want to be involved, but you also don't want them to have to change their entire life. So they've got dreams, they've got aspirations, but yeah, these are the tough conversations. These are the tough close the door and talk about what does the future look like. And it's tough for families that have children like this.
You're listening to a different Maney and LauRen Morning Show this morning. You're listening to the 14th annual Secret Santa, and it's our 3rd year raising money for the Autism Strong Foundation. And to listen to Rudy, who helped start the foundation, and LauRen, who's an autism mom, talk about their children with autism is just it's so deep, and it makes, I think, people like myself who know obviously families with children who are touched with autism understand a little more what's going on in the family's life outside of the therapies, just the day-to-day life of it all. Landon, Rudy's son, is nonverbal. He's 17. Can we find 17 people right now to donate $100? Because $100 offers a tablet to a child with autism. And through that tablet, Rudy, as you know, a nonverbal child can communicate with a parent.
Yes. Yep. I will tell you, behind every dollar, behind every scholarship is a family that has a story that is looking for hope. And I will tell you, that's the one thing I've been so incredibly proud when I think about the foundation, when you think about what we've done, is this is built on a community that has gone shoulder to shoulder with us and has taken the journey and has helped families have hope and has helped a child say their first word, learn to communicate, learn to say what's going on. And to me, like, when I look back on it, I'm going to go, that's what I'm so proud of. This community is building something that didn't exist 10 years ago. It didn't exist.
And the money stays here in North and South Carolina and to help families locally. Listen, we're asking for 17 people right now to donate $100 if you can. If you can't, maybe you can get together with a couple coworkers, put the money together, and pay $100 to help us provide a tablet. That would be 17 tablets for a child with autism who can communicate then with a parent, a child who's nonverbal. And the number to call, LauRen, to donate, super easy.
It's 1-844-ASF-GIVE. That's 844-ASF-GIVE.
You could also text the word Santa to 704-570-9595. That's what I did. And I got the link, and it was super easy. You could Apple Pay. 2 seconds. Done deal. You could also donate online at kiss951.com. But our volunteers are standing by at our phone bank at the South Park Mall. 844-ASF-GIVE. 17. I'll take 20. It's a nice round number.
Them busy.
But we're looking for 17 in honor of Rudy's son, Landon. This way, he knows his age helped today. His age helped raise money for the Autism Strong Foundation. Rudy, thanks for dropping in, buddy. We'll see you again later on this afternoon as the Maney and LauRen Morning Show heads over to the South Park Mall to broadcast the second half of our Secret Santa live from the mall. We got to take a quick break. Thanks to Charlotte Golf Cart for sponsoring this hour of the Autism Strong Foundation Secret Santa with Maney and LauRen.
It's Secret Santa with Maney and LauRen. Kiss 95.1.